everyone, and welcome to Scrap Saturdays. I hope you're all doing well. This is a quick fix today, right? 8 minutes to tell you what I think. There's not much. This is like fast, fast, fast. I don't know. Sometimes you just don't feel like it, right? And you just got to do it anyhow. Just do it anyway. Hashtag something like that. So this layout is using paper from the American Crafts pieces of paper that I showed you, or that package that I added to the Recollections Jungalow paper. And it's got like a Paris theme going on. It's got little bits of green map to it, and it's a fantastic piece of paper. Obviously, we're not in Paris, and if you start judging every single piece of paper, we're not going to get anything done, and that's how I felt. But it was easy. There was a lot of blue in the photo, and I'm just going to be honest with you. I need to just get it done. There cannot be overthinking when I'm scrapbooking, and I always say it, and I'm always going to repeat it. In the end, when it goes into your album and it's done, it's the satisfaction of completion versus how perfect it looks, right? It's just getting it done. That's just what I think, and that's just what I went with, especially right now because I have so much going on in my life. And I haven't done a personal update yet. I'm just trying to get into a groove of doing at least one video on Saturdays, which makes me feel complete. It makes me feel like I'm adding to the little bits and pieces that create the whole of what Monica is. And so for this picture, and I'll explain that, it's a picture of just the boys on vacation, and my journaling for this one was: the boys are all in the house. Lucy and Christopher and my dad had just arrived in Madeira, and we had a toast to a wonderful summer vacation. Alan made my father so emotional, greeting him at the airport with his Chapéu de Madeira on, and makes me smile. Cheers. It truly was the best summer ever. So my husband is wearing a traditional hat. It was not colorful like this back in the day. I don't know the history behind it. I feel kind of, embarrassed not to know, but I just know that everybody had this hat when we were growing up or when we were little, and then it became the hat that the men who do like folklore type dancing, they wear it, and it's just kind of like a brown wool. I think it was made out of like kind of like a very thin crocheted wool. And so now the one he's wearing is basically for tourists who are brave enough to put it on their head and walk around like that. And it's just funny. And he bought it when we were at the grocery store because there was always this little tiny section of like touristy things, and he put it on his head. And I love my husband for being that guy. He's that guy that will wear this hat in public just because it brings a smile to other people's faces. And I think that says a lot about him. And then I remember saying, you should take it to the airport and wear it with my dad. He'd just be like blown away with that. And so he actually did. He took it to the airport and he wore it. And my dad was just like, oh, Alan, only you, Alan, because he is that kind of guy. So, coming along to all of this, Christopher and Lucy came for a shorter period of time with us. We went for 3 weeks, and they went for 10 days, 11 days, and then my dad came and he stayed a little bit longer. He stayed another month on his own, and so this was the first time that he had his children all there with him. I mean, grown children and his grandchildren. So it's a very special time for my dad. And it's a wonderful thing that we were able to, all take time together and make the effort to spend the summer together. Those little pieces that you see, like the number 32 and the summer vacation, which ends up being my title because I didn't really put a title there, are just leftover pieces from the poolside collection. I think that's what it was from my hip kit. It's just this little tub that I have on my desk that still has all kinds of summer paraphernalia that still kind of works out. So I think it's fantastic. I'm just using little bits and pieces. This is the previous layout to the one you saw last week because I just skipped ahead because it was our wedding anniversary. And the number 32 is just hilarious to me because my dad calls Christopher 31st. I don't know why. He just says 31st. And so when I saw the number 32, I laughed. It's an inside joke. So for you guys, you're like, 32 lifeguard. What are you talking about, Monica? It's too long to explain my dad and his silliness, but it kind of all works together. And so it was really quick. And that's what I want to remind you guys is that sometimes or anytime, scrapbooking doesn't have to be this beast of a task that's so burdensome, right? And I was watching Melissa, hi Melissa, if you're watching, she did a process video, which I'm so proud of her for doing process videos. And she was saying that she does the same thing. And I want to tell everyone, we all do the same thing. Right? You watch the top, people who are doing their process videos, and there will always be the niche of their style. They will always gravitate to something they like, whether it's mixed media, whether it's a big bulky title, whether it's journaling on their page, layering, etc., etc. People always gravitate to what's comfortable and what feels good. Okay, that's just like professional athletes. They do the same thing. They play in their style what feels good to them because it's successful in the end. And in the end, that's what we want to do in this hobby. We already have crazy busy lives where we're making 2010 decisions a day. There doesn't have to be 300 more decisions when you're in your craft room, you've got your tunes on, or you've got whoever in the background in your Netflix, you're catching up on whatever it is. Make this the most fun. Gravitate back to what feels good to your spirit. Who cares what it looks like? What does it feel like? Does it feel like it's done? Does it feel like you've accomplished something? Does it feel good enough to you? Then that is all that matters. Validate your sense of style and do it over and over and over again. That's what dancers do. That's what hockey players do. They perfect their style. They practice for hours on end, kicking a ball in the same direction with the same leg, with the same force. They don't try to think outside of the box every single game. No, they try to come in and do their thing and get out. That's what they want. And that's what you need. You need to come into this and know that you are amazing just the way your layouts come out. And I'm done. We're done. This is amazing, right? 10 minutes into it. I come in with the little enamel dots here and there because I love them. They're so cute. And I just love it. It's just a cute little tiny simple cluster. The background already has a lot going on, and I'm pretty sure one or two people are going to take a look and say, "Were you in Paris?" And I'm going to say, we were in Paris. Some Heidi shine just because you got to have the gold sprinkles, and I love it. I did my journaling at the end. Like I told you, I've been batch journaling. So I hope that you're inspired, my friends. Make time. Yes, take time, because as you know, this hobby heals, and I will see you all very, very soon.